This is not pearl. This is just a piece of plastic. I've been studying pearls for quite some time, but more intensely yesterday and today. And I've searched very thoroughly the original Bible, and the word pearl does not appear even once in the original Hebrew scriptures. Now, if you get a modern translation, yes, you'll see the word pearl. But in the original translation by the Jewish Publication Society, there are other words there, but not pearl. For instance, onyx, alabaster, crystal, things like that. Even rubies. In fact, the famous Proverbs 31, it's not even there. Let me see, it's talking about a good wife, a noble wife, and it says her price is far above rubies. Now, like I said, a modern translation will have pearls there, but it wasn't there before. So I'm thinking that one of the reasons they make modern translations is to add things that they like, things that provide them with an income. For instance, purchasing pearls, saving them, reselling them brings a great profit. In fact, the world's amount of natural pearls is shrinking because it's just been overfished, let's say. Now, the way pearls are made naturally, some type of irritant enters the oyster or other similar creature. These are invertebrates, meaning they don't have a backbone. Anyway, this irritant enters. It could be just sand or seawater. It could be a parasite. It could be another small creature. And so the reaction of the oyster is to put something around it that will prevent it from irritating the animal. So this surface covering, it grows in layers, and after a few months or a few years, it's a pearl. Now, when they fish for pearls, they do have to force the oyster open, and which kills it, of course. And the reason we have things like invertebrates, not only oysters, but worms, snails, etc., is to clean the ocean. They're like the body's kidneys. They absorb toxins. They eat algae, all kinds of pollutants. So obviously, if you're going to take these oysters out of the ocean in great numbers, you're going to have less filtering of the pollutants in the ocean. So, what does that do to the environment? Now, cultured pearls that are made in a laboratory or in somebody's backyard or in somebody's dock in front of their house, they have to be made the same way, except they're not in the ocean. And they have found new ways to make more profit by using an very inexpensive irritant to place inside the oyster so it will start building the pearl. And what are they using? Bacteria. Where do they get this bacteria? Well, some of it's in the soil, or they can also find it on the feathers of live birds, or they can also find it in human feces. Yes, I said it, human feces. Now you can find all this information online. I'm not making this up. And my whole purpose is to ask you, do you think pearls are kosher? Now, there's nothing wrong with the nacre or knocker that forms this covering around the irritant in the mollusk. Nothing wrong with that. But it's what's inside there. What is inside the middle of that pearl that made this shiny substance form around it? What is it? Is it bacteria from the feather of a bird? From feces? From a parasite? What is it? So think about this. You're wearing, a necklace or an earring or one of these things which is actually a decoration for a shoe. There's a clip on it, so you could clip it on your shoe. Let's say you're getting all dressed up, see, and you want a pearl, something that looks like a pearl on your shoe. So imagine, yes, this is very pretty, this is very nice, but you know what's inside there. I mean, isn't that bizarre? You're going to take some kind of terrible substance and you're going to cover it over with shiny material and then wear it as a decoration. You know what's inside there. Think about this. Think about everything. And so besides the harm done to the ocean, think about the general thing that's happening. The environment is changing, so there's not many insects and animals anymore. This isn't just a problem with the pearls. When you take away the fauna in an area, the living creatures, whatever they are, uh, coyotes, birds, then they're not eating the rodents. So then the rodents increase, and then we have more spread of disease because they're carriers. So you start thinking about things, and one thing leads to another, and what can I do? Just tell people about it. So all the different places I've looked online about pearls, whether they're kosher or not, um, I see frequently the statement that, well, you're not eating them. We're not allowed to eat these oysters, but why can't you use them to make pearls? Well, in the Bible, when it talks about unclean animals, it doesn't say not just to eat them. It says don't touch their dead bodies. So when someone's opening this oyster shell to get to the pearl, they're killing the animal, of course, just by exposing it and pulling it out of its shell. And so then they're touching an animal that the Bible even forbids to touch. Now, a lot of these biblical rules are just for our health and our safety. Some of the things are pagan practices, and that's why they're forbidden. But, a lot of them are about health and safety. So, and about people who eat oysters, I found online that oysters, they have a heart, but they don't have a nervous system, so they're not in any pain when you kill them. They'll stay alive, for like a few minutes or whatever. But if people eat this by swallowing it, not chewing it. Now, I don't get it. Let's say it has some kind of nice flavor. You're going to have that flavor in your mouth for what? 2 seconds, and then you're going to swallow it. And maybe it's fresh, really fresh, pulled out of the shell. And that means it could be still alive. So you're swallowing it alive. It has it has a heart in it, a beating heart. So you swallowed it, and at that moment, your heart is beating, the oyster's heart is beating. You have two heartbeats. I mean, think about the gruesomeness of this. That's it. What else can I say?